Welcome to part 21 of Don't Say Schwarzenegger, my story about surviving an attempted unaliving and the cover-up and corruption that ensued. A-list celebrities and politicians and their offspring are also in this story. So we are still on the third of 7 hearings to deal with the surprise probation search where the stolen loaded pew-pew, the illegal white powder, and the duffel bag of green plants was found in all 3 Driz's possession. So we are still in Judge Mader's courtroom downtown. And so I'll kind of start off from the end of my last part where the judge introduces the new DDA Miriam Avalos. Now I know it's a little confusing, but there's 2 replacement DDAs to replace the amazing, experienced DDA that had been handling our case for 2 years, Casey Higgins. So there's the new DDA that's in the airport court, which is David Shore, in the illegal secret hearings. And then there's this new DDA in the downtown court, and this is Miriam Avalos, and this is her first time speaking in court about this case. So the Judge Mader, says to her, she says, okay, so my clerk indicated to me that this is a bit more complicated than you anticipated. Almost as if somebody wanted to put this DDA in there who knew absolutely nothing, you know. And DDA Avalos totally agrees with her, and she says, yeah, I think there are certainly underlying facts in this case that I feel I'm not fully aware. Even just this discussion about what happened in the airport court. I don't have familiarity with these facts that Mr. Higgins does, and I do believe that Mr. Higgins should be here for this discussion. I agree we should get a transcript as to what happened in the airport court. So Avalos is on it already. She's like, I don't know what's going on. This is pretty serious. Why would I not, why am I here, pretty much? So Judge Mader says, okay, but we have the actual registered owner of the pew-pew here in court. She took the bus or drove up or whatever, 2 hours from where she lived to testify in a case that she has nothing to do with, except for this thing that was stolen from her is now part of our case. So the DDA is like, okay, well, I've never met this woman. I don't know the owner. So can we take a 20-30 minute break so I can question her before I put her on the stand so I know what I'm going to ask? And so they take a break, they allow it, and then they come back to the court, and Maurice Driz's attorney, Mark Worksman, says, okay, you know what? I misspoke earlier when I said that Alberto's case has been resolved in the airport court. He says it actually hasn't. It's not over, and final sentencing will be in about a week at the airport court. So he corrected himself. And then Judge Mader reminds him, she's like, okay, well, cool, I still need to see the transcript from that because him admitting to the probation violation is not in the minute orders, and that's a huge deal. So DDA Avalos, she asks Judge Mader to keep the investigating officer from the drug raid to stay and also be ready to testify, and she says yes. So this nice woman, we met her after court and said hello and thank you for, doing your civic duty, whatever. She gets on the stand, and the DDA starts asking her questions, do you know who the Drizzes are? And she's like, no idea. She asks questions about the pew-pew, and the woman says, under oath, she says that she bought it brand new in 1994 at a surplus store in Hawthorne, which is Southern California somewhere. She bought it new. So this family heirloom that's been handed down generations in the Driz family, turns out that's not true. The pew-pew was then stolen from her in 1996-ish, a year or two after she bought it. And she said that she immediately went to the police department and reported it stolen. So she's good. She's fine. The last time this woman had heard about the pew-pew was 2 months before this hearing, so September 2017, when the raid happened and they found it. And the Beverly Hills Police Department called her because serial numbers, she's a registered owner, this is basic stuff. And then the witness says, they found a pew-pew registered to me. At that point, Maurice Driz's attorney, Mark Worksman, stands up and he's like, objection, hearsay! And immediately the judge is like, overruled. What? Sit down. What? So this is stupid. Then he cross-examines her, Worksman. He cross-examines the witness multiple times. And he implies that she can't be sure that this pew-pew is actually hers. And the witness is like, sir, I've seen pictures of it provided by the police department. It's the same one I have. And also, the serial number matches up. Clearly, it's my stolen pew-pew. So he was just reaching. He was really reaching, trying to mess her up, and he didn't. She was great. And so this is the end of the hearing, and Mark Worksman, well, let me say this. The Drizzes have all been kicked out of jail for drinking and being aggressive with the officers at the jail. They have been caught with a duffel bag of green plants. They've been caught with the white powder inside their house, all during felony probation. So obviously, Maurice's attorney asks if they can lift the requirement that Maurice attends AA meetings. And obviously Judge Mater says, yes, obviously, that's a great idea. Cheers. So that's the end of that hearing. And I'm going to post a picture right after I post this. I'm going to post a picture that popped up online about a week and a half later. So this is like a week and a half or so right before Thanksgiving 2017. And I've already posted it maybe weeks ago, but I'm going to post it again because it's chronological. And this photo I'm going to post is of the Schwarzenegger family doing volunteer work at a church with Sean Driz on Thanksgiving. And out of all the pictures that were wiped from the internet of him, this one was the one that popped up suddenly during all of this, a week and a half after all of this. Well, Sean wasn't arrested and he was free, despite the judges and the police saying he was in possession of everything that was found during this raid. Yet somehow he was the most protected out of all the Drizzes. Even though they were clearly protected in court with all these secret hearings and stuff, Sean didn't even have to set his alarm to come to court. So, all right. It was a short one today. Yay. Thanks, guys, so much. I'm going to try to post another one in the next couple days. Thank you so much. And any questions, keep them coming. Thanks.